What's up, YouTube? Today we're back, Southern Minnesota TV, here in the shop working on the three-wheeler. Now it looks different than it has and when you previously saw it. That's because I took the front end off, put it on my mini bike because I crashed that. But I have this brand new billet aluminum tree fork assembly, and we're going to be putting that wheel with it. And then we also have to fix the fact that the engine mount broke. That's what we're going to be doing in today's video. So the Trike has been sitting for probably about a month now. The engine mount broke and I stopped driving it. Never got around to fixing it till now. And the reason why I'm using this rim, which is actually the rear rim from a drum brake mini bike, is because the bearing doesn't stick past the wheel. And so it actually is narrow enough to fit in there. If you look at a regular rim, there's a bearing sticking out on both sides. And that doesn't fit. That's too wide. So it's gonna look a little bit funky with this just open, but it's what I have to do to put a wheel on that. So guys, probably gonna need to find a different way to do that. Here again, guys, I got busy with other stuff. It's been a few days since working on the three-wheeler, but I have gotten a little ways since in the previous clip. I have the engine off and I got the tire put on. So it rolls around now, but I also took the engine off. And as you can see, the whole engine mount plate that I built, the welds broke because of how much horsepower that engine right there has. That has a Mod 2 cam and everything in it, so you can imagine. You know, it's not making crazy horsepower, but it's enough to break my few tack welds I put on that. And then, so I'm going to strip the rest of everything off the frame because I actually want to paint it. I think that's going to make it look way better if the whole thing is painted. So we're also going to be doing that in this video. Stick around for the final product of that. But for now, I'm going to work on taking the fenders off and the fuel tank, which is hidden right under there. Welded on there, as sturdy as ever. Really kind of hot for me to touch, but that ain't going nowhere. That should be a lot stronger for the horsepower of that engine that's way back there. And that, by the way, is the furnace. Super extremely loud and annoying, but at least we have a heated shop. I'm thankful for that. So next up is just tearing it down even more so I can paint the whole frame. Yay! But I am excited for how it's going to look afterwards. All right, here's the three-wheeler completely stripped down. I'm going to leave the swing arm and axle and everything on. I might take the sprocket off yet before I paint it. I also have this back thing. I'm going to see once if I can keep the chrome finish with this old steel wool. See if I can get the paint off. That's pretty much what I've done so far. Getting ready to paint it. So guys, the frame is all painted. I did end up taking the sprocket off the back. So I didn't paint that. The brake disc, I could not get off, so I just sort of painted that. Yeah, it's red. That's what we had sitting around, and I think it's gonna look pretty good. Probably not with the blue seat. Probably won't match that good, but with the rest of it, I think it's gonna look really, really good. For this back here, what I did is I just took a flat wheel, made it shiny, bare metal. Still not bolted on yet, but then I just put clear coat spray paint on it. So hopefully it doesn't rust too bad. Hopefully it maintains that silver look. Paint is still a little bit wet, but I'm gonna start assembling it anyway. I'm really excited for this three-wheeler. It's been over 2 months, probably 3 months since I've ridden it. I really want to drive it again. So since the paint is still drying, this hub is dry. Painted that quite a while ago. So I'm just gonna take that off. I'm gonna put the rim on it, the whole wheel and everything. And the reason this hub comes off is to put that sprocket on. So I need to take this off anyway. Got that hub bolted onto the rim. I can't do that with the other side because the hub is seized on there and I cannot get it off. This side comes off fairly easy. So I don't know what the difference is there, but that side won't come off. And so this is pretty much all I'm gonna do for the night because the paint is still wet. Hopefully tomorrow I can get the whole thing put together without too many problems. Then we can rip it around. Looking forward to it. All right, so first up, I'm gonna be installing the suspension on the rear swing arm here. See if I can remember how to do that. All right, so the suspension is in. I just got to tighten up the bolts, and that's ready to go. This needs to be taped to the frame again. I just wrapped electrical tape around it. Worked pretty good. So I'll do that again, and then we'll be throwing that sprocket on there. All right, that part of the shock is just the electrical tape to the frame. It doesn't look that good, but it's going to be, for the most part, covered by the fender. Now I'm gonna be throwing the sprocket on, which is this 60-tooth 420 chain sprocket. I bought it from Go Power Sports. Yeah, it was for a mini bike. And then I cut the hole around the whole thing in the middle bigger, and I put those 6 holes in it for the bolt. And yeah, it works really good. That's how I got it geared right. All right, tighten those up and that's gonna be good. Then we'll throw the rear wheels on. Both of the tires are thrown onto the three-wheeler now. It's looking really good. I think it's gonna be way better than it was before. Might even be faster, who knows? The paint might have made it faster. It doesn't make sense to me, but I don't really think about it. Maybe if you really think about it, this paint will make it faster. Anyway, it's coming along pretty good. Now I'm gonna throw the front wheel on. Okay, so I just threw the handlebars on loosely. I have to get the foot pegs put in and the seat on before I can adjust them right. And then the engine also needs to be put in, obviously. How else does it move? Gas tank and fenders. And then it's ready to go. So I'll get working on the foot pegs next. Foot pegs are both on. Not sure why I took them off to paint it because they're red too, but I guess I just wasn't thinking there. Guys, it's all thrown together. I got the engine on, fuel tank on, fenders, seat. Everything's put together. I have driven it already. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Well, now it's time to drive it around. Have some fun on it. Had to do one last thing to the three-wheeler. That was put some stickers on it. Most of them are Power Sport stickers. Got a dyno cam sticker there. Juggernaut, and then JT sprockets and the chain brand. Also put a front fender on and a headlight that's just for display. It doesn't actually turn on. Overall, I'm really happy with the build. This is probably going to be one of the final videos about building the three-wheeler. I might do a couple more videos about like flywheel advance keys and see how much more power we can get out of the engine. But this is coming to the end. Thank you all for sticking with me with this three-wheeler build. I think it turned out really sweet. Only off-road homemade three-wheeler that I've ever seen. Yeah, end of the year 2024. Next video will be coming out in 2025. Thank you all for sticking around and getting me up to 307 subscribers this year. See you later.